All right, welcome back. You had to follow along a little bit with this one, but this is a very informative video that you guys should watch if you dabble with any kind of classic car, antique car, anything such as that that has a title. So you guys have seen this beautiful Bronco in the background, and because of the fact that we had considered sending it to one of the high-end auctions, we want to do all the validation possible, because once it was shipped out somewhere, it was out of our hands. So like a lot of vehicles, this vehicle has been painted. Well, in the process of painting it, you don't know, did they replace the doors? What did they do? But the doors have been perfectly refinished, as well as the inside of the door jambs. But in doing that, there wasn't a VIN number visible in those areas. And unlike newer vehicles where you can look at it in the dash, that was not a possibility. So we had to resort to Google to find a VIN number, which we found. But if the VIN numbers are not available in the normal places, and don't get me wrong, you take a truck, let's just use that Suburban for example. On a Chevrolet, the VIN number is in the dash on a square body, and it's on the door. Well, what if that door was rusty and they replaced the door? Well, there goes one VIN number. What if it doesn't happen to have a VIN number in the dash? Huge red flag. Still maybe not a problem. But what if it had a cab swap? It might have a different VIN number on the dash than the door, than the frame. For all you out there that are thinking it's really easy to go steal a vehicle and maybe change the door and change a VIN number because you got a title at your farm or something, be aware. There are hidden VIN numbers on vehicles all over the place. Newer vehicles, far more common. That's how they're catching people. We've got a detective, an undercover detective that's actually a good friend of ours. Comes by and helps us in case we ever have any questionable paperwork, something that comes through that we don't think's right, something that may be a scam. And also we have people reach out from the channel, from the Facebook, from Instagram, from other areas like, hey, I think something's a little strange. Can you get an answer to my question? We'll find out. We'll help best we can. So we end up talking to this fella quite often. Like I said, he's an undercover investigator in the crime division automotive section. So people are taking, like, say, these Hellcats and Demons and Scat Packs and all these others and stealing them, re-VINning a few things. Guess what? The VIN number's in the computer, the VIN number's on the frame, the VIN number's on the motor, the transmission, all through the vehicle. I don't know how many it is, but it's a lot. Now on older vehicles, there's not as many. But on this one, when we got it, I wasn't too concerned. I had good paperwork. I had good background. We're getting it from a legit dealer, which had traded it in for an extremely high amount of money. And I guess had it in a showroom. I don't know the whole details. But when we got it, we had a clear title. We were able to process that clear title. Invitas checked out fine. That's a database, national database, something, national vehicle database. It's initials for something. We just call it Invitas. But this one, we needed to find the real VIN number, because if it went to a major auction, or let's just say we sell it to a customer and he's in a state where they do a VIN verification, there was not VIN numbers anywhere present that we could put our hands on. So we went further and we called DMV. And DMV actually sent an investigator out, a whole different person. We hadn't dealt with in a long time. We did have to have him deal with a rollback situation a while back. I'll say a while back, a long while back. And great guy. So he showed up. He was like, man, I watched your channel. Didn't even know you guys were that worldwide. I'm like, oh, we're still here in a little small town, Chester. But we allowed him to use his book and database to find the secret VIN on this truck, which, just so you guys know, on this particular truck, it is on the frame rail, but it's in a very hard to get to place. He had to scrape for it. He had to use a mirror, and he was able to see it. Even my Ford technician struggled to find it. But AJ was over here with him. He actually called his supervisor in, and we want to do this the right way. Win, lose, or draw. We wanted to make sure things were right. So anytime we have a question or anything is questionable, we go this process. They were able to find it. They verified the VIN number, completely matched the title we had. We already basically knew that was the case, but again, what if this thing had a bent frame, but a beautiful body, and they did a frame off? You go to the junkyard, you find another frame, you slam it under there. Well, then we would have had a problem. We would have had a VIN number to something we didn't have a title to. We had no VIN numbers on the truck anywhere that we could find, and you would have had an issue. And again, some states are VIN verification states. That inspector, that lady's not going to come out here and get on her back and climb underneath this vehicle with a mirror and scrape undercoat and paint and find a VIN number. I can promise you, not going to do it. This guy's supervisor didn't really want to do it, but they did it. And there's a fee. We paid the fee. And how long has this been going on, AJ? 3 months now? So let's just call it 90 days. But I wanted to do the process because, in my opinion, it validates the vehicle much better. Now, you can get a reconstructed VIN number. Say you build a dune buggy in your backyard. If you build it safe and you build it legal and you build it with all the safety standards it's supposed to have, you can get a 2025 reconstructed vehicle. That would have killed the value on this. We could have proved ownership. We could have proved everything, but let's just say that VIN wasn't right. There was another workaround. There was another process, but it would have killed the value. Instead of it being a 69 Bronco, I think it's a 69, 70, 71, 69, something like that, it would have been a 2025. So here is what he did. After all that waiting, he showed up this morning. He processed us a brand new title, but the title does match everything. 66 Bronco. 66 Bronco. We had those numbers. They're similar if you turn them upside down. So close. And footnote, just for about titles. I don't mind not showing you everything on here. Reissued VIN. Other pertinent data. Always look in this area, guys, if you're looking at a Virginia title. I can't speak for all titles. I'm pretty good with most titles, but I can tell you about a Virginia. We own it. Make sure somebody else's name isn't here. Make sure none of this is filled out. We own it. It's in our name, the proper way, with no liens. Odometer brand exceeds because of the fact it's a 5-digit odometer, so that's branded. It's 2 axles, it's gas, it's a 66 Ford. Now here's your VIN. When you're buying a truck, I know you're excited. I'm buying a square body. Yes, I'm so excited. I'm going home with my square body. Take the title and walk to the vehicle. If you're looking at a square body, you'll find it in the dash and you'll find it in the door. There are secret ones too. Some of it you can Google and find. Some of it's very secret for a reason, and these investigators have that database. He would not even let me see it. As good as, I think we're pretty tight. Like, I thought the guy was, we're on good terms. He's like, I can't show it to you, JW. Like, that's our data. Same way when he came to do this rollback. Rollbacks are a little weird because they're built from a cabin chassis with the VIN for the body. And I don't remember the whole details on that particular one, but he was able to find 5 that we didn't even know about and validated it. So it was fine. It worked out good. Everything, we just had a question, but we wanted to make sure the question was valid. They came out. I don't even think they charged a fee that time and checked things out. So anyway, reissued VIN. That is our dealer number, 11463. You'll hear us say that a lot. That is our dealer number for Virginia. But reissued VIN. Not a different VIN. This is the same VIN that we had on our previous title, which we've stricken through, but same VIN. Same exact VIN. Everything's good because they validated the VIN as right. So we just have now a current title, and now we have a current VIN number. Attached by them with the proper rivets in the door jamb. And he could have put it on the door, but like I told him, I was like, look, put it on the door and this door gets damaged, maybe it rusts. Maybe the guy wants to take doors off. We don't have a VIN. I said, let's put it on the body. Cool. They're very particular because they don't want to drill into something like a speaker or a wire or a door latch or a gas tank or anything, you know, you drill into a truck. So we located, made sure it was clear right here, and we found that that was the best location. And he attached that for us. And this is the man that wears the badge and carries the gun. So he knows how to do it and do it the right way. He did have to borrow a drill bit from us because he had misplaced his this morning. But aside from that, that's just one extra validation. Oh, it's like a square body. You got me, AJ. You got me. For once AJ got me, I didn't push hard enough on the door. But I'm good with this truck now. I'm good. It's official. I'll sell it to 50 states. I don't care. but there are states that validate VINs. It's very particular, and that would have become a problem. And a lot of people just hustle bustle, hustle bustle, hustle bustle. They never check these things. One of our processes, whether it be Trista or Christian or myself or AJ or Mike or Mom, anybody in the office, is if they're checking a vehicle in, to validate the VIN number. We also do that before we buy a vehicle. We will ask, and this just may be something if you're buying online, ask them to take the title. They can take their information off if they want privacy and go out to the vehicle and hold the VIN against the dash, no matter what the truck is. And again, you're not going to find many that have the sticker in the door, but I want to show you what it looks like. I know this particular one happens to have it. And on a big truck, you had to get up on the tire. You had to look down in there to see it, but it's there. And it's also going to be, well, it's not on this one. Oh, wrong red truck. That's why it's not there. I know the tan truck has it. And here's the problem. Now that's a full, complete repaint, so it came off. This is a complete original truck. But even on an original truck, it's a sticker. So over time of pressure washing and heat and water, it's going to eventually come off. But there it is. The VIN number is on the bottom of these, usually right there. So go up, just take your title, check your VIN number. Oh yeah, that matches good. Cool. Good to go. Come up here. Bam. There it is again. It's also in the glove box. It's also in the glove box. Yes, it's also in the glove box. It's broken in half in the glove box, but it's in the glove box. But that's also a lot of times gone. How many times have we gone to look for that? It's not there. Somebody's put a new glove box, they put a new insert, the glove box got taken out and restored, the glove box filled with water. I mean, you know, God knows what happened. These things are freaking old. There's also on several other areas of these trucks, and I don't know if I'm supposed to say it or not, but I know I don't mind saying it on the Bronco because they're the ones that found it. It's also on registration. It's a lot of other things. So take the title, check the VIN, check the title for weirdness. Make sure it doesn't say void. Like if you make a copy of this title, all these little blue lines, I don't know if you can see them, it might even show up on the camera. It shows up void, 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 void. So nowadays with copiers, you can make some good copies. Like our copy on our color copier is good, but it says void everywhere. That's not a good title. It's a bad title. It's a copy of a title, which is no good. Now there's also caveats. Now you say, oh man, I'm good to go now. I got my title, I got my truck, I'm good to roll. There's other caveats. There could be a duplicate title. There could be a duplicate title with a lien against it. There could be a duplicate title with taxes owed against it. Might not even have to be a duplicate title. Could just be a bunch of taxes against it. Could be a fraudulent title. People can get around the void. There's still a lot of things to be concerned about, and I feel like that's the reason more people are comfortable when they buy from a dealer. At least you have somebody to go back against. If you were defrauded by a dealer, I'll tell you this too. If you're defrauded by a dealer and that dealer scapes out, closes, goes bankrupt, whatever happens, depending on the state, I can speak for Virginia, there's a fund that assists. But there's also people like the guy that came out yesterday to help. So you're not helpless. But if you buy it from your next door neighbor and something goes wrong and he disappears or he dies or he flies the coop and he did something fraudulent, you're screwed. You're absolutely done. There's nothing. You're going to end up with a paperweight of a truck that you probably can't register a title or do anything with. So that is unfortunate. But there really is nothing to hold the feet to the fire other than hoping that you're dealing with an ethical person. So again, little story, took 90 days, might have took 120 days. It took a while. That's why the truck's sitting in the same spot. During that time though, I did decide we're not sending it to Barrett Jackson. We had it registered for an upcoming auction. Finished or not finished, I knew we were good because we found the VIN. That's all we needed. But having it in the door jamb just makes it cleaner. But that truck deserves, and I told you guys this yesterday, I'd rather shake a man's hand or see a guy's smile on FaceTime than it go across the auction block and probably sell to another dealer. That dealer takes it home, marks it up even more, it's really not a fair game. I'd rather the end user end up with that awesome truck, because that is a freaking awesome truck. No different than that one and that one and that one. And, you know, I'll tell you if they're turds, you know, real quickly. Like that, it's mediocre, you know. Cool beach ride, cool Suburban, lift kit, tires, wheels. It's good, it's safe, but it's mediocre. It's had body work, it's had paint work. It wasn't done that great. I don't mind telling you. But that one right there, that's a cherry. And we all know those classic Broncos are crazy. We had a $300,000 one. We know they bring crazy money. Perfect Coyote swap. Perfect, you know, small block crate motor swap. Enjoy it as a 6-cylinder. It does fine. We've driven it up and down the highway. We drove it to the, remember we took that one to the convention center, put it in the big show. Everybody raved about it. You can look that truck over from top to bottom and inside and out. It's kind of a resto mod, I'd call it. Nicer, comfy interior, some color match, a full paint. But as far as we can tell, even original sheet metal. I don't think anything other than Brian said he thought one fender had been replaced. That's it. That's crazy on a 66 model. How old is that? That's 60 years old? Just about 60 years old. Yeah. Come on, AJ. You do your math, man. Oh, you hold, yeah.
Okay. 60, 40, so that's 2000. So 46.
66.
Yeah,
60.
It might be, no, it's 60.
It's almost 60.
62. Wouldn't it be 62?
No. All right, guys.
Almost 62.
We do our math with calculators and computers. So don't worry if we can figure up some numbers for you. AJ's not doing it. He's got his phone and his calculator out. But that's just a little how-to, FYI. Be cautious with these things. Make sure there is one of these things. You need a title. You definitely need a title. And make sure it matches somewhere on the vehicle. How many?
59.
Yeah, getting ready to be 60. Yeah, 2026. So we're close. She's an old girl, but a good one. And it has a title and has a proper VIN number. And we took the time in the process to do it, and I'm happy it turned out the way it did. So we knew it was going to turn out that way. We worked through the process, and I wanted to bring you more of it. I did catch a little clip. If you watch the short, you'll see the actual guy. I didn't want to invade his privacy, but you know, they're in undercover vehicles, the whole 9 yards, but them guys got some authority. You do something wrong with them, or they see some tampering of some VIN numbers, you're going to jail. Federal offense. It's not good stuff. So just don't do the old backyard, go buy a cheap truck, put a VIN number in it from something else. That's not good. That's not good at all. So thanks, guys. A little informative video. Got some fun ones coming today, hopefully, if the weather holds out. Davis Drives on YouTube.